So Natalie Portman, of course, debuted in the MCU as Jane Foster, and then the last time we saw her, she of course played Mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor. Well, according to some brand new reports, Marvel Studios has been in talks with Natalie Portman, and they want her back for a pretty substantial role, if not the main Thor role going forward. The Mighty Thor herself is in talks to debut or re-debut in the MCU as a very alive version of Jane Foster, aka Mighty Thor, played by, well, the one and only Natalie Portman. Okay, so let me rewind it a bit. So if you guys remember, Natalie Portman's Mighty Thor dies at the end of Thor Love and Thunder. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for you if you haven't seen the film, or I'm sorry if I reminded you that that film exists, but it does, and it's canon. So, yeah, she's dead. She's in the afterlife now, you know, the Norse afterlife, if you will. And we've heard reports that they want her back, but how they deal with bringing her back, we don't know. So reportedly, there's been tons of discussions, and they definitely want her back in a upcoming project, or maybe even a Mighty Thor project where she's the star of it. So does the next Thor film become a Mighty Thor film, and then proper Thor and Thunder are like sidekicks? Who knows? I mean, it's all rumors. Whatever the case is, apparently she will be back in at least one of the Avengers films, more than likely, according to reports, Secret Wars. And it might be a multiverse version, which, again, might make sense. Like, she's dead, right? Unless they find a way to bring everybody from the afterlife back to life, then I better see Uncle Ben on screen, right? Right? Okay, never mind. But, you know, you could see how maybe they're positioning the Norse afterlife as a parallel dimension. And maybe you don't die, you're just there, and maybe they can break you out of that dimension for a limited time. Whatever the case is, I'm open to the idea. You know, I genuinely love Mighty Thor in the comics. It's the only version of Thor I've ever read that I actually liked, because I can't read Thor Odin's Son. I've been saying this for a decade now. It's just not my thing. It just doesn't click with me. So if they can find a good way to make her come back and interesting, and maybe even star in her own film, I'll take it. But so far, what they did with the character in the MCU, I don't think it lived up to the comics at all. So I think they're going to have an uphill battle of trying to convince people to care again. But hopefully it's all in good writing, right?